Welcome to a presentation for the Zaner-Bloser method for writing manuscript letters. If your school is using the Zaner-Bloser method, you're very among the more fortunate schools. Many of the kids coming to me for tutoring have not had really adequate handwriting instruction. A lot is just kind of left to teachers to forge for themselves, or they have a very poor method. Zaner-Bloser has a very well articulated, very well designed program that features workbooks. I like to say, as good as the workbooks are, they do not teach themselves, and it requires a very good and skilled handwriting teacher. It's best to start handwriting instruction on a vertical surface rather than in the workbooks, and so I highly recommend teaching the letters and letter formations at the board and having the children write using their large or gross motor skills to write them, and then work down, refine it down to the fine motor skills. We're going to go very fast. I have a secret of reading. I tell all my students, look at all the letters the right way and no guessing. Romualdus Spalding tells us that what students write is what they see. And a lot of poor reading comes from the fact of poor writing. Marilyn Jagger Adams, in her ABC Foundations for Young Children, highly recommend that book, writes that learning to write the letters significantly hastens children's ability to recognize them, as deep in the brain the motor habits involved in writing each letter become tightly tied to the letter's visual representation. And so handwriting is very important. Unfortunately, I find that it is neglected. In my tutoring room, I put it up. One of the first things we do is start working on children's handwriting because it has such a tremendous impact on their reading and their spelling. There's several general rules that are mentioned here. We have all the letters set on the baseline, follow the numbers for correct starting points and the arrows for correct directions. And Marilyn Jagger Adams tells us that the correct starting point prevents reversals in writing and reading. And so a lot of what we call dyslexia, some of it anyway, there is such a thing, no doubt, but a lot of what looks like it that isn't is just simply poor handwriting that is easily corrected. Students should say, I believe that they should say the letter names while they write the letters. That strengthens the link between the letter formation and the name. I teach the students that we read with the letter sounds, but we spell with the letter names. I make a distinction there. Notice we have the strokes. We have the vertical strokes, horizontal strokes, circle, and diagonal. That's pretty well self-explanatory, so we'll move on. It's important to know the names of the guidelines, and I find kids, even kindergarten, have no trouble memorizing these. I don't see any need to use some kind of fancy childish term for these parts of the line. So we have the headline, which is the first. You could call it the top line, but we call it the headline. Then we have the midline. Finally, the baseline. Remember, all letters set on the baseline. And then we have the next guideline. And so if you have a letter like a J, it's going to go down. You use that bottom guideline. Okay, we're going to go quickly. The next page has shows how to orient the paper properly on the desk with a slight slant. And this is the tripod grip, which I consider the best, and there are videos available for that. There's some instruction on writing on the chalkboard. You stand to the side so that the students can see you. Don't stand in front of what you're writing, and hold the chalk facing up in your fingers. You can read the explanation there. And although modern document cameras also are pretty good because they allow the students to see your hand and see what you are writing. Pressing on, let's move quickly. Here is the teacher script for teaching letter formation, which we're going to demonstrate. I'm using my Remarkable right now, and so I'll be writing on the Remarkable. there's kind of like two scripts. Everything that's written there is what the teacher says. What is in bold is what the students need to know. And in your Zaner-Bloser books, that is what the students are going to learn, not the whole dialogue there. Remember what I said about start points? They're very, very important in order to prevent reversals, as we'll see in a few of the letters coming up. All right, pressing on. Number one, for the capital A or uppercase A, we touch the headline. So we're going to touch the headline up here, as you can see. And we're going to slant left to the baseline and lift. Then we're going to touch the headline again, and we're going to slant right, touch the midline, and slide right. So as we write the letters, we're going to say slant left, slant right, slide right. A. Lowercase a is very important. Touch below the midline. A lot of students will touch on the midline, and when they go to form the A and some other letters, that's going to cause some difficulties. So we're going to start below the midline. You can see, and you'll see the numbers there. By the way, A is a three-stroke letter, 1, 2, 3. So each time you pick up your pencil, that's considered a stroke. A is a one-stroke letter. So we're going to touch below the midline, circle back. Okay, so I'm going to do this over here. And then we're going to circle back all the way around. And we're going to push up straight to the midline and pull down straight to the baseline. And so using the shorter script, we're going to simply say, circle back all the way around, push up, pull straight down. And I can do that better. I was looking at the screen instead of my remarkable. There you go. The B, we're going to touch the headline. All right, we're going to touch the headline. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then we're going to pull down straight to the baseline, lift. Now we're going to touch the headline, and we're going to slide right, curve forward to the midline, slide left, slide right and then we're going to slide left to the curve forward and slide left to the midline. I'll get that right. So the students are going to say, pull down straight, lift, slide right, curve forward, slide left, slide right, curve forward, slide left. All right, and that is a two-stroke letter. So you have one stroke, and then you have the second stroke. Lowercase b, we're going to touch the headline. Then we're going to pull down straight to the baseline, push up to the midline. So we're going to, and then circle forward all the way around. So we're going to pull down, and we're going to push up and circle forward all the way around. Let's do it over here on the other side. Pull down straight, push up, pull down straight, pull down straight, push up, circle forward all the way around. My remarkable there was not obeying me. It was thinking I wanted a straight line. So anyway, so again, I'll just do it quickly here. All right, C, we're going to start below the headline, not on the headline, below the headline, and we're going to circle back, ending above the baseline. And the same thing with the lowercase c. We're going to start right there, and we're going to circle back, ending above the baseline, and they're going to say C. You want to get to the point, if you say C, they can write that letter almost without thinking. So it's going to be an automatic response between the letter name and writing the letter name. And when they spell, they're going to say the letter names as they spell the word. By the way, the proper way, as Dr. Richard Gentry, Zaner-Bloser, spelling author, best spelling program in the world, by the way, I think, in my opinion, at least for English, has taught me that when you ask a student to spell a word, they first say the word, then they spell the word. That's letter names or writing or both, and then they say the word again. And it's important to start out, say it, use it in a sentence, and they repeat the word. And there are really good reasons for doing that. Pressing on, I want to get through this in a reasonable amount of time for us. The capital uppercase D, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch the headline, slide right, and then you're going to curve forward and slide left. So again, pull down straight, lift, slide right, curve forward, slide left. Lowercase d, and we're going to take some time here because this is extremely important. I'm sure that you are aware that many students confuse the B and the D, both in letter identification and in writing composition. And that is easier solved than you might think. And if you remember what I think I mentioned what Marilyn Jager Adams said, that it's getting the start points right that helps to eliminate or prevent or cure the reversals, the problem with reversals of the letters. And this is a perfect example of that. So with our method here, touch below the midline, touch below the midline, here we go. I had to think a minute. Circle back all the way around. All right, we're going to circle all the way around. Push up straight to the headline and pull down straight to the baseline. So again, the students are going to be thinking, circle back all the way around, push up straight, pull down straight. Now let me show you why this is important. A lot of the kids coming to me, in fact, almost 100% for the last 20 years. It's inexplicable. I have no understanding of why that would be, other than the fact that they do not have handwriting books, and the teachers are evidently not receiving training, or the training is improper. To me, this is serious business. Because I deal with this every single day. I tutor 45 kids a week, so I deal with this every day. And probably a third to half of my kids are actually in dyslexia classes. So here's the way a lot of my kids, actually all of my kids, write the D. They pull down and they circle forward like that. Some of them will pull down and pick up and then draw a circle starting like that, like two separate things. And you say, well, what's so bad about that? It looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Here's the problem. The B is starting with a downstroke. The D is starting with a downstroke, whether you go that way or that way. So both start with a downstroke. So the motor pattern as it is stored in the brain, in the nervous system, is identical. It's identical. And they are naturally going to confuse those letters, and I am totally flabbergasted at all the kids coming to me write it that way. And if they're being taught that, I'm very puzzled about that too. I consider it a serious instructional problem that's easy to solve. Zaner-Bloser gets it right. And I don't know of any formal handwriting program that starts with the D, unless it's a local phenomenon, which I don't understand. Okay, I want to go a little bit further on this, and I want you to notice I'm going to do a B, and then I'm going to do a D the proper way, starting with the circle, okay? Now, here is a student, And he's going to make the B sound. And when he does, his lips come together like that, don't they? B, 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 b. And here's a student. I can draw this good enough. And he or she is going to make the D sound of the D. And they're going to look in a mirror and they're going to notice that their mouth does not come together. D. It's kind of a circle, and the kids can see this. So what you tell a child is when you're reading, when you come to a word that you don't, letter, and you're wondering, is that a B or a D? Look and see which comes first. If the line comes first, then you make a line with your mouth and say, "buh." You'll never make a mistake. And if you're looking at the letter and you see a circle first, right? Then you say, "duh." Forgive me. I've cured kids completely, a third grader, for example, of the BD confusion as little as 5 minutes. And and if we just used just had this handwriting program or one like it in our classrooms, we would not be having all of this confusion that we're having today. I will get on my soapbox for one moment. About 1995, I was a second grade teacher. When they came in our classrooms and took our handwriting and spelling books and told us we would not need them anymore because whole language felt that the students would just pick this stuff up by watching the teacher without any really formal instruction. And so if you want to do something, if you're a board member, if you're a principal, if you're a parent, if you're a school board member, one of the best things you can do is to make sure that all of your students have proper handwriting instruction and that the teachers have proper training, which I'm trying to provide here in this video that we're working on. Now, okay, pressing on. I'll get off my soapbox and we will try to pick up some speed here. The uppercase E, we're going to touch the headline and we're going to pull straight down to the baseline. Then we're going to lift. We're going to touch the headline and slide right. We touch the midline and slide right short. And then we touch the baseline and we slide right. Notice I said slide right short because that third stroke there is going to be shorter. Okay, so here we go. Pull down straight, lift, slide right, lift, slide right short, lift, and slide right. And there we have our uppercase E there. Lowercase, touch halfway between the midline and the baseline. Slide right, circle back left, ending above the baseline. All right, so we're gonna start halfway between the mid and baseline, and we slide right and we circle back, ending above the baseline. And so we're going to go straight over. And you don't want the kids giving you this. This is the stuff I see every day, and they need real crisp letters so that they can see that E, which they know you can teach them makes the eh and the E sound, and silent on a lot of words at the end, a lot of words. F, pressing on, touch the headline, okay, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch the headline, slide right, lift, touch the midline, slide right, stop short. And so there we go. Pull down straight, slide right, slide right, stop short. Gives us an F. Lowercase f. Now let me tell you, I see this every day. I see kids forming an F like this. They'll go up and then they go like that, or they may go up and they may go like that. You can't believe the things that I see, which to me is clearly an indication that these first, second, third, fourth, fifth graders have not received handwriting instruction. I don't believe any of the students I taught in my many years in the classroom, elementary classroom, including first grade and considerable kindergarten work, would be coming to me for tutoring, writing, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm on my soapbox again. Okay, we're going to touch below the headline. Below, we're going to curve back, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch the midline, and slide right. And so we're going to curve back, pull down straight, lift, slide right, and that gives us our F. Pressing on, G, touch below the headline. All right, this is the one stroke letter. Circle back, left ending above the midline, and slide right. And so we're going to go all the way around, and we're going to slide right. So we make it a one stroke, circle back, slide left. We make it a one stroke letter. Notice we don't go like that and then add anything to it. We want one stroke. We want as few strokes as we can on our words. Touch the lowercase g, which can also make the ch sound, g, as in goat, and ch. By the way, I use the, I'm going to write this up here, the phonovisual charts. The phonovisual phonics charts have been around since about 1942, I believe, and I use them every day, and I have not found anything better. I like Louisa Moats, but I'm not so sure her charts are any better than what the phonovisual did back in 1942. So I'm totally sold on the phonovisual charts. I give them to all of my students. I have them take them to class with them and use the charts. I use them every day, probably dozens and dozens of times with every student of all ages. Phonovisual chart, that's another thing. I have another chart to teach the letters. I have a chart with the basic Zaner-Bloser manuscript letter forms, and I have the students tap the exercise, and they're actually in this document later. I run off for my students. I send it home, and they'll go A, B, C, D, tapping the letter E, F, G, H, I, J, K, until they've done the whole alphabet. And when they get good at that, then we go down the columns, and so then they learn them out of order, and that's the way I do that. Okay, pressing on. The G, we're going to touch below the baseline. This is a one-stroke letter. It may look like two strokes, but you only you only touch that paper one time, and so it's a single-stroke letter. So we're going to circle back left all the way around, push up to the baseline, push up straight to the midline, and then we're going to pull down straight through the baseline to the next guideline and circle back. So let's make this simple. Here we go. We touch below, right? We're going to circle back all the way around, push up, pull down straight, circle back, and we get a nice G. We don't want a sloppy G like that. We want these really nice G's. By the way, we should be giving handwriting and spelling grades. Language arts, putting spelling, reading, everything together in language arts obscures and hides how they're doing in each component. And so the parents have really no idea how the kids are doing in spelling, handwriting, or you can't not combine. Most of the schools do, but I think grade report cards should have those separate. All right. The H is a three-stroke letter. Touch a headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch a headline, move to the right, and touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, move to the left, and touch the midline and slide right. All your kids need to know is pull down straight, lift, pull down straight, lift, slide right. That's an H. The lowercase h, we're going to touch the midline, or headline, and pull down straight to the baseline, push up straight to the midline, curve forward, and pull down straight to the baseline. By the way, if I make a mistake reading this, go by what's written and not what I say. I believe I'm getting it right, but I'm focusing on several things at the same time, and I'm trying to move as fast as I can. But there's 26 letters, and we've got to do them all here. So we're gonna pull down straight, push up straight, curve forward, pull down straight, and that gives us a very nice H. Again, you will never believe things that I see. I see kids going up and then going like that and everything else. And that's exactly what happens if you don't teach it. Even if you give them the best handwriting books, you can still miss, the students can still get it wrong without direct instruction in handwriting. The I is a 3-stroke letter. Touch a headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch a headline, slide right, lift, touch the baseline, slide right. So here we go. Pull down straight, lift, slide right, lift, slide right, lift. The lowercase I is a 2-stroke letter, so you count the dots. So we touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, and dot. I would say that 30 to 40% of the kids coming, no, 60% of the kids, young kids coming to me, form it this way. They go up and then they do a dot. They go up. Tells me they weren't taught anything. I mean, they weren't formally taught, and nobody's watching them how that they're forming their letters. All right, and you can't tell by looking at it how they formed the letter. So I tell the kids, I'm as interested in the process as I am in the product. Pressing on. The J, we're going to touch the headline, and we're going to pull down straight and curve back and lift, touch the headline and slide right. And so here we go. Pull down straight, curve back, lift, slide right. The J, we're going to touch the midline, and we're going to pull down straight through the baseline to the next guideline, curve back, lift, and dot. So again, pull down straight, curve back, lift, dot. Notice this, we say lift. The kids need to know that, or they'll might trace back up. Again, I don't know. I've had many kids go like that and then put the dot. The K, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, move to the right and touch the headline, slant left to the midline, slant right to the baseline. And my remarkable doesn't want to, it wants to try and turn that into a straight line. Okay, so we're going to do pull down straight, lift, slant left, slant right. I have a lot of kids that'll go, they'll go this way, they'll come down and then they'll go out like that instead of in and over. Now we have the K, lowercase. Touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, move to the right, touch the midline, slant left, slant right to the baseline. So again, pull down straight, lift, slant left, slant right. The uppercase L, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, and slide right. So pull down straight, slide right. The upper lowercase L, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline. You can't get it wrong, but again, I have lots of kids trying to go up. This letter goes down, not up. I don't accept work that's not done correctly. So even if they make a nice looking L, if I'm watching, I make them erase it and redo it. Okay. The M, uppercase M, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch the headline, slant right, slant up. I can't do it with this remarkable. And then down. That, okay. I love my remarkable, but it's trying to be too smart and make lines for me. Again, let's try it over here. Pull down straight, lift. Let's see if we can do it. We're going to do slant right, slant up, pull straight down. Boom, boom. If I do it fast, it works. Some people make an M like this, and that's quite acceptable. This is the Zaner-Bloser way, and this is the way that I generally teach it. Romuald Spalding taught the other one. My shortcut to manuscript used Romuald Spalding's method. It's excellent, but here we're teaching the Zaner-Bloser method, which is also very excellent. Touch the M, lowercase, touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, push up, curve forward, pull down straight to the baseline, push up, curve forward, pull down straight to the baseline. Now let me tell you, 90% of the kids that come to me form their M like this. And that's not even a good one. Yeah, like that. So what's missing is this. So then some of them actually figure out, okay, well, we'll do this. Wait a minute, we're going to do this. And then they go back and they add that as a separate stroke. Give me a break. All right, get off my soapbox here. So we're going to pull down straight, push up, curve forward, pull down straight, push up, curve forward, pull down straight. That gives us a nice M. The N, we're going to touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift, touch the headline, slant right to the baseline, and push up straight. I should mention the signal corps actually formed these letters this way going up. Wait a minute, can I do that? I'm just kind of show you something like that. I got it backwards. Yeah, this way. Yeah, that was right. And the M they'll do like this. They'll go, and the reason they do that is to eliminate that one stroke because Morse code operators. Anyway, those are two. We want to do the Zaner-Bloser method right there. For the lowercase n, touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, push up, curve forward, pull down straight to the baseline. Again, most kids come to me just go like that, and I say, "What's that?" They say that's an N. Touch below the head. Touch below the headline, circle back all the way around. That's pretty easy. It's a one-stroke letter, but make sure that they start below that line. And I'm going to show you what happens if. Let me do this real quick. If you start on this line and you go all the way around like that, then when you do an A, it's going to come out like this, and when you come down, you're going to go like that. So the kids, when they don't start below the midline, Romuald Spalding called that number 2. She used a clock phase, 2, 4, 8, 10. So she would start at 2 o'clock, which virtually the same thing as Zaner-Bloser saying touch below the midline. And notice you circle back all the way around. Many students come to me and they form this way, and they'll form the A by going that direction, and then they will add that to it. All right, pressing on. We're getting closer to the end. Touch the P, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, touch the headline, slide right, curve forward to the midline, curve forward to the midline, and slide left. All right, so here we go. Lift, and then all right, the lowercase, and it's all right. This should have been a little bit longer before I came down. Okay, lowercase p, touch the midline. Now notice this is the one-stroke letter, not two-stroke. Touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, push up straight, circle forward all the way around. And so here we go. We're going to start the midline. We're going to pull straight through the baseline to the next guideline, and then we're going to push up straight, circle forward all the way around. Notice the kids learn pull down straight, push up straight, circle forward all the way around. Capital Q, which of course is always used with the letter U, we start below the headline, circle back all the way around, lift, and then slant right to the baseline. The lowercase q, we're going to start below the midline and we're going to circle all the way around, push up to the midline and pull down straight through the baseline to the next guideline and circle forward right. So here we go. We're going to start, circle back all the way around, push up, pull down straight, and curve forward. I said that wrong, I think, when I said this one. That's supposed to be forward. I'm not going to redo this video, so again, anything I say wrong, correct with the text. That will be correct. Yeah, circle forward. The R, uppercase R, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, lift. Now touch the headline, slide right, and let me do it on top of that. Slide right, curve forward to the midline, and then slide left and slant right. So here we go. So we're going to slide right, then we're going to curve right, forward and back, and then we're going to slide slant right. And again, how that gets, oh, I started it there, didn't I? There you go. Lowercase r, touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, push up and curve forward. So here we go. Touch the midline, pull down straight to the baseline, and then we're going to push up and curve forward. It comes out perfect if you curve forward right before you get to the midline. Otherwise, if you go all the way up and the kids will draw that and then they'll add that to it, and so they're trying to make it into two strokes. So if you have them go up and then start to curve right about there, it'll come out right. S, touch below the headline, curve back, curve forward, ending above the baseline. And so we're going to touch below and we're going to curve back, curve forward, ending above the baseline. Nice full S, not something like that. The lowercase is just like it, curve back, curve forward. So we're going to curve back and we're going to curve forward. Uppercase T, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, touch the headline, slide right. It's pretty easy. 1, 2, pull down straight, lift, slide right. Lowercase t, touch the headline, pull down straight to the baseline, touch lift, touch the midline and slide right. And so we're going to do that. Some of the programs will actually touch cross just a little bit above the midline. We're doing the Zaner-Bloser method here, so this is what we're going to be following. But I would not complain about either one. The U, notice where we start with a 1 at the headline, 1 stroke letter, and pull down, curve forward, and push up. So that's it. Some programs will do it this way for the capital. It's quite all right. This is Zaner-Bloser, what we're teaching. Touch the midline, pull down straight, curve forward, push up, pull down straight to the baseline. And there you have it. V, easiest letter. I don't know if anybody's ever made this one wrong. Touch the headline, slant right to the baseline, and then slide up to the headline. And so slant right, slant up. Then the lowercase v, we just touch the midline and we slant right, slant up, slant right, slant up. Again, my remarkable wants to turn that into a straight line, and then it's hard to do to show this. I probably need to move faster. Touch W, touch the headline, slant right to the baseline, slant up to the headline, slant right to the baseline, slant up to the headline. Well, that's pretty simple. slant right, slant up, slant right, slant up. Slant right, slant up, slant right, slant up. And that's a one-stroke letter. The W start at the midline, and it's going to be just like the other one. So we'll just do that. Slant right, slant up, slant right, slant up. The W. The X, touch the headline, slant right to the baseline, touch the headline, and slant right, and then slant left. Okay, slant right. I did it actually backwards. There we go. I'm not following my own script here. So we're going to go slant right, lift, slant left, lift. All right, that's good. And then the lowercase f is going to be the same thing. Slant right, lift, slant left. And to left, the Y, we're going to touch the headline and slant right to the midline, lift. Then move right to and touch the headline, slant left to the midline, pull down straight to the baseline. That is a typo right there. That should be left. Okay, I will correct that right away in my document. So that's right. Slant right to the midline, lift, move to the right, touch the headline, and slant left to the midline and pull down straight to the baseline. So again, slant right, lift, slant left, pull down straight. There we go. So that's two strokes. Y, touch the midline, slant right to the baseline, lift. Now move to the right and touch the midline and slant left through the baseline to the next guideline. I had that right, slant left right there. All right, last one. Thank you for sticking with me. We're going to start, touch at the headline, slant right, then slant left to the baseline and slide right. So again, we're going to slide right, slant left, slide right. I've actually had students recently to do it actually backwards. And of course, you're always getting students doing it that way. And why would they get it wrong? Because they don't know the right start point. That is the start point. You get the start point right, and the letter's going to come out right, going to reduce frustration and increase success. Finally, touch the midline, slide right, slant left to the baseline, and right to the slide right. So we've got all those correct. All right, this is Don Potter, and I love teaching cursive. And maybe we'll do a Zaner-Bloser cursive one of these days. All right, we're going to let you go, and thank you for sticking with us with this. Please share this with others, and let's see if we can transform education in America, starting with handwriting.